Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Peters Podcast, where I talk about whatever I want. I haven't done a video in a while, mainly because I wanted to do this first. This is kind of like my main goal here for a little bit. Just an unedited, unscripted, like everything's just. It's me. And this podcast is going to range from very controversial to not controversial to whatever I want, basically. And I'm going to bring a whole bunch of different people in. Shout out to Adam Summerland? I forgot his last name because I keep on calling him SOG, who I'm going to bring on in the next few episodes. Right now, I want to break down what the podcast is going to be just for like a few minutes, and then I'm going to jump into the topic, which is going to be supplementations. Just mainly because I'm an amateur strongman, an amateur powerlifter, and a lot of the things that I find, I'm also looking at a screen here, the things that I find is that a lot of people don't know what they're exactly taking. So I'm using this podcast to not only help people, entertain people, but at the same time kind of give some entertainment to an already I guess weird time that we have. This is I got the idea for many different podcasts, and honestly I was just like, you know what, I want something that is very much nobody's done before, where it's not just about sports, it's not just about gaming, it's not just about anything. It's a whole wide range of things, from people that I disagree with on certain topics to things that, like, I guess you can call me a Joe Rogan, but overall, I'm not going to tell you to take peyote and go hang out in a desert somewhere. I'm very much actually more of a clean, straight edge person, minus the fact that actually I do have some vices, such as cigarettes, and I have the odd drink once in a while. But that's besides the point. So let's jump right into it and talk about this. So a lot of people don't know exactly what they're taking. Usually I hear some backwards theology on certain supplements. The four that I have right here are the four big ones that I usually hear about, and people usually have a backwards tendency of making it seem like one does what the other one does, when in actuality it doesn't do that, it does something else. So I got bug bites. I live in an area where there's mosquitoes and stuff, so I apologize. And maybe no, I'll just go free range on. Oh, actually, I'll do that one too. So the ones that I have here, and I'm gonna read out what they are in what Wikipedia says, and then I'm going to why isn't this working? Sure, why not this one? I'm going to read out what Wikipedia says it is, and then I'm going to tell you what it does. In terms of me being a salesperson who's sold these products before, as well as an athlete who takes it. So starting off is amino acids. You have two. There's essential amino acids, which have 9 of your daily essential amino acids, and the other one being branched chain amino acids, which there are 3 of them. And I will go on a rant about this because someone actually irritated me with this. So it says here, amino acids are organic compounds that contain amino, carboxylic acid, a functional groups along with side chain group specific to each amino acid. The elements present in every amino acids are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So the basis of amino acids is that once it gets into your body, it helps you build muscle, keeps water into your muscles, and it helps you, keep hydrated, essentially, is what the basis of taking them as a supplement. Now, they also help break down the protein, which we will get to, that goes into your body. So the better way to do it is to take it while you're working out. That you have intra amino acid drinks, such as the essential amino acids as well as the branched chain amino acids. I've heard someone say that is myth. I'm going to throw back to what I was saying. Someone said that taking the supplement amino acids is an absolute garbage. And to that person, I had to, because I was working at the time, go, oh. When in actuality, I really wanted to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Because yes, you can find amino acids in your chicken, in your beef, and like a whole bunch of other range of things. But sometimes they don't give you the exact amount that you need. The essential amino acids, the 9 essential amino acids, for the fact that branched chain amino acids exist, I will never understand. Your 9 essential amino acids aren't exactly what they're saying. 9 essential amino acids. They are essential. So it's just a top-up of what you could be getting. Yes, I do recommend to supplementize what you're doing with food. However, it's good to have some extra leverage. Just because you're taking protein powder does not mean that you shouldn't be eating. And just because you're eating doesn't mean you can't have a bit of a top-up with your protein powder. So that is the basis of amino acids, is to take them as a top-up to what you're already taking. And that is why I am hired. Moving on, because I don't like to stay in a topic for too long. Pre-workout. It says here that pre-workout is a generic term for a range of bodybuilding supplement products used by athletes and weightlifters to enhance athletic performance. It is taken to increase endurance, energy, and focus during a workout. So what they're essentially talking about is the pre-workout, pump, and nootropic. So pre-workout is your caffeinated, very highly stimmed. You'll have your L-citrulline malate and beta-alanine, which usually helps the blood flow. It helps it get to the muscle. The caffeine is supposed to be there to help you stay awake while you're working out. There's been many times where I've worked out, and I'm a strength athlete, remember, and I get tired halfway through because I didn't take my pre-workout or I took too low of a dose, and I'm sitting there going, oh no, and I'm already caffeine sensitive, so, or I just don't even notice that I'm caffeine reliant. And then there's the pump, which is your non-stim, but it still has certain elements and qualities. the ingredients instead of going off the top of my head. There's the citrulline, arginine, and betaine. I may be spelling or maybe pronouncing beta-alanine wrong. So essentially, it just has the ingredients that axe and sledge. Here we go. So it'll have like vitamin B6, vitamin B12, magnesium, L-citrulline. This one has beta-alanine, but it doesn't have any caffeine. Because some people like to work out during the evening and they don't like to take caffeine, so this is just your side, like the thing that you can take instead of a pre-workout. A nootropic, on the other hand, nootropic is usually there for focus, and I should have had all of this ready because I should have been more prepared for this, but this is me looking it up because I don't want to be wrong, and I won't give you guys the wrong information. But if I look it up and this gives me the wrong information, that's on this, not on me. I'm just messing. Okay, so caffeine, L-theanine, creatine, which we will get to in a bit because I have a window for that. I'm going to skip a few of these because I don't know how to pronounce it. You can get nicotine in there. Ginseng. So nootropic is pretty much the thing for focus, like getting caffeine into your body to make sure that you are able and focused to do the effective workout or whatever you are doing at the particular time to get what you're trying to do done. And honestly, I highly recommend it. I'm honestly taking a product that has amino acids and a nootropic in it, and I usually mix that with my pre-workout. And I just kind of like mix that all together, and it gives me a bit of more boost than just the pre-workout. And the amino acids will work faster if I take it before the workout, so it's a good time most of the time. And moving right along to whey protein, if it'll load. Oh no, I think I messed it up. Okay, so whey protein, a mixture of proteins isolated from whey, which, if you don't know how whey is formed formed from, I think, boiling milk, if I remember that correctly. Because you take your milk and then you do something to it, which I think is boiling, and it separates into curds and whey, which is ironically what you heard from Little Miss Muffet. And your whey is the thing that we can turn into powder to turn into a supplement. Curds, on the other hand, gets turned into a cheese. It's kind of gross, but I don't question the logic here. It actually says liquid material created by product of cheese production. The proteins consist of lactobulin, serum albumin, and immunoglobulins. Mouthful of words. And there are many different forms of protein, such as whey isolate, you got your whey, you got your caseins, mass gainers, eggs, soy, plant protein, and honestly, whatever you find works. Like me personally, I liked the mass gainers, just mainly because they have like an obscene amount of calories and you can take them anywhere. It's just like an extra meal replacement. But I was using animal-based protein, and that one also worked for me. But I am switching to just, I think it's going to be a whey. I'm not telling you the supplements because the brand hasn't given me the okay. So I'm not. I'm by no means sponsored by these guys, so there's no real point in me. Well, I guess you know what, actually, you know what, if it makes people buy it, then Grizzly. I'm taking Grizzly products. Or Iron Kingdom. They are a lovely brand, and I highly recommend them. And I will be taking an isolate. So, because that's what that says here. So, Grizzly products are, in my opinion, good. They work. Tried the pre-workout, and if you can't do a pre-workout, then I don't know what to tell you. But it worked. Did good. I liked it. Except when my veins felt like they were bulging out, and I was just like lifting. Like, it was an incredible lift. Moving on. So yeah, that's the protein side of it. It's really good for after workout, and I should have really specified for amino acids. I take it before, but you can take it during. Taking it after is, it's alright. Take it how you want it, but it's best before or during. Pre-workout is obviously before the workout, and if you take it after, you're not gonna have a good time. And whey protein, you can take it realistically anytime, but like I said, after is the best bet. Moving on. So I didn't give these time to load. So creatine. So the horrible thing about creatine is that a lot of people actually they bash on it, and they don't realize that actually we produce it. Creatine is an organic compound with normal formula. It exists in very modifications in solution. So you got your creatine. The two main ones that I've seen is creatine monohydrate and creatine HCl. I'm going to give you the exact name of it. Hydrochloride, which I honestly think is better. I honestly think that hydrochloride is better than monohydrate. Let me explain why. So monohydrate, yes, it works. It definitely works. I've tried it before, but I didn't like the fact that it gave me a bit of an upset stomach. It does have that side effect where 1 out of 3 people might get a bit of a bloating feeling, and I didn't really like that. Honestly, I don't mind creatine. It's good. one of the researchers here says it gives you cognitive performance. There is a muscular disease that comes with it because, you know, if you take too much creatine, it does have a harmful effect. There are other forms of diseases that come with certain types of creatine, not necessarily the monohydrate or HCl, which is Parkinson's, Huntington's, and ALS. Now, with that being said, creatine is good for muscle building as long as you're taking the right amount, such as if your body produces 15 grams per day and you need to get up to 20, it's a good thing to have like a monohydrate that has 5 grams per scoop. Just take the extra 5. You don't need to do the goddamn loading phase. I hate the loading phase. The loading phase makes no sense. What difference does it make to take 20 grams to 5 grams? Because when you take the 20 grams, you're going to have to lower it to go to 5 grams. So what is the point of just wasting all that money when it goes through the same way? Why? Because people make up these silly scientific analogies for, oh, if I do this, no, stop it. You're not science. You're not a scientist. And honestly, me being someone who sells supplements, takes supplements, and also has to look up the effects of supplements, and has to understand the science behind the supplements, I can tell you that it is a waste of time and a waste of money to do the loading phase. Just buy your creatine and be happy. So, the 4 main ones being amino acids, pre-workout, whey protein, and creatine. By all means, take them as you will. Take them as however you want. You can put your creatine with your pre-workout and your amino acids all together, and then have your whey protein at the end, or you can put the creatine with something else. Doesn't really have a harmful effect either way. Honestly, all I have to say is you do you, boo boo. But at the same time, you gotta just, because there has been harmful effects with different products. I've seen pre-workouts range from 170 grams of caffeine to 500, and I've tried a majority of them, and honestly the one that made me feel like I was going to have a heart attack was the one that had 500 milligrams of caffeine. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to have it, because at the very end of the workout I just wanted to pass out. What if I didn't take it at night? What if I took it during the day, and then all of a sudden, or like I woke up early, let's say 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I went and worked out, and then I went to work at about 8 or 9. I'm tired already. I want to go back to bed. That shouldn't be a thing, but it is. So moving on from creatine, because those are your 4 main ones, and I highly recommend the 3. You don't really need creatine, but if you want to have creatine, by all means, take the creatine. Creatine's nice. So here we have something that is called, on Wikipedia, bodybuilding supplements. But there's one specific one that I'm looking for, which is testosterone boosters. Testosterone boosters, some people want to say that it's not natty to take testosterone boosters, which, yeah, kind of. It's not really. But, there's no real argument. It's not entirely, but at the same time, there is a way to boost your testosterone naturally, which is to eat certain foods, stay away from certain foods, do certain things, stay away from certain things. So, like, eat a banana, that boosts testosterone. Eat plenty of protein, boosts testosterone. Stay away from soy and flax, that creates estrogen. So, to increase testosterone and lower estrogen, that's one way to do it. When consuming alcohol, for those at the legal age limit, if you want to have a glass of beer every once in a while and drink responsibly, that is going to help you with your hormones. Drinking every day and becoming an alcoholic, that is harmful for your hormones. I'm going to be taking, and I want to try this as an experiment, I'm going to take a test booster, and it has something called DIM, or 3,3 dindolylmethane. And what it is a estrogen blocker. Now, I don't think it blocks all estrogen. DIM and estrogen have complex relationship. For one thing, sometimes DIM blocks the effects of estrogens, and other times it enhances estrogen levels. It may affect testosterone levels. Yeah, because taking supplements like ashwagandha and other supplements will increase your testosterone, such as taking vitamin B12 and B6, taking vitamin D for males, and this section is specifically for males. Is having testosterone actually helps, but at the same time, taking stuff like tren and other testosterone steroids. If I can spell it, that'd be. There we go. No. So, taking other steroids is harmful. However, there are two different types of steroids. There is your anabolic steroids and your regular steroids. And I'm looking at it funny because I can't remember which one's which. So, I used to take an inhaler that has a steroid in it. A steroid specifically for my respiratory system. It doesn't exactly have to be harmful for me, but at the same time, fungal steroids, something that helps fight infections, animal steroids, plant steroids. There's a whole bunch of range. So asking, the most important thing is, like, am I natty or not still? I would say yes, even with DIM, just mainly because it can go either way. It can block estrogen, or it can keep it around, and that doesn't sound like a terrible thing. It just sounds like it doesn't sound like it's doing a steroid, if you will. Doing a steroid. It doesn't do what steroids do, which is completely block the estrogen, lowering it that much, and in fact increasing your testosterone to an obscene amount. Instead, what the product would be doing is slowly increasing your testosterone to a healthy level, because there are so many pills that, like, when I say that I'm going to buy some test boosters, what it is it's like a thing of like 180 capsules, right? So you take 6 a day, 6, and you can lower it, you can raise it, you can do what you will, as long as you're staying at that healthy level. Right now, I did my own blood test, which I highly recommend people do, and mine is normal low. So I'm just at the cusp of being too low. So that's why I'm taking a test booster, is because I want to do things that are natural for my body, rather than taking a steroid that will give me very harmful side effects. Oh, 3 types of steroids. Steroid nasal spray, topical steroids, and oral steroids. And the one that goes right into your body. Side effects of steroids: increased appetite, weight gain, changes in mood, muscle weakness, blurred vision. I think we're looking at the wrong type of steroid, but corticosteroids. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Smoker. So that is kind of the idea that I'm going behind with that. I don't recommend them, but definitely get your levels checked, because so let's say if you want to stay natty and have it complete, I'm giving you the information. This is something that you can take with. By all means, if you want to stay natural, get your levels checked though, because if you are under the testosterone limit, then try to find a way to normalize it. Normalizing it might be a better health benefit for you. For women, I would say estrogen levels, I want to say, but you can do either way. I'm not, by no means am I going to judge someone or try to convince someone to take these hormone inducing supplements, because this is just for me. I want to be strong, I want to be resilient, I want to live long, so I'm trying to find ways to do that. And the supplementation, this is how I do it. I got my things, like, whole shebang checked, and honestly, I don't know. I've actually felt better being 29 than I have than when I was 23, 24. Actually, at one point when I was 21, I was about 150 pounds. That straight edge streak has been a little rough in the beginning of my 20s. I will admit I was a drug addict, so I'm not going to sugarcoat this, so everybody can look up what was going on at that time. I was into drugs. I was a naughty boy. And then I got clean, and now I'm still clean. Every once in a while, I'll have a drink here and there. I prefer mead, to be honest, but it's just because of my Scandinavian heritage, I believe, or beer. Then I usually just have like a one and done. And then, yes, I have the vice of smoking, but I'm not going to criticize anybody for doing what they particularly want to do. Some of the people that I look up to on YouTube are very much clean, or they have a coffee addiction like I do. I will admit I love coffee. They have they're party animals. I've seen a lot of it in some YouTubers. They're definitely into the party scene. And they don't, there are some people who just don't take care of themselves very well. That's fine. You do you. You do what makes you happy. There's one guy who I look up to in on a podcast. He's a heavier set guy. He acknowledges it. He does go for walks and stuff, and he does travel a lot. And you know what? To each your own. Like, he's okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't really care. And then there's people like Markiplier, who he's not ripped, but he's strong. Like, me and him probably have the same build right now. But I'm assuming that I'm stronger. Then there's Jacksepticeye, who's a very small Irish lad who is, I want to say, almost ripped. Like, a few more percentage down body fat. He would be stacked. Same with Felix at PewDiePie. He would be considered ripped in my eyes, but that's also because we're both Scandinavian. And I also don't care about like belly fat for me. I'm showing just from here up, but I do got a bit of a belly, but that's just because of one, I eat a lot of calories. I don't care about having a six-pack. Don't care. And I eat a lot of calories. Yes, I do a lot of cardio. I do a lot of workouts. But I do not burn the amount of calories that I need to I don't burn the amount of calories that I need to be on a deficit. So if you burn 3,000 calories a day and you consume 2,500 calories a day, you're in a deficit. That kind of thing. I think that's how that goes. I hope that's how that goes. Otherwise, I look like an asshole. As I look it up. There we go. To lose weight, you need to eat and drink fewer calories than you burn. So there you go. So that was right. But I think what I said would be an obscene amount. I was at a caloric deficit, and it sucked. And I want to stick with my bulk, because yes, I look amazing. I look great, but it doesn't make me feel strong. I just want to get as close to 300 as I can. If I hit 275 and that's as far as I go, I hit 275 and that's as far as I go. If I hit 250 and that's as far as I go, I hit 250 and that's as far as I go. I don't care. So overall, I put workout supplements into this, and one of the things people ask are supplements necessary for workout? Short answer, yes. And now it does go into something like a whole almost paragraph. Like, no matter what your goal is, muscle gain, fat loss, strength gain, you will make excellent progress if you stick to a well-balanced nutritional plan. So supplements are there to help you. They're not there to be like something unhealthy that you're taking to to use as like a crutch. Just because you missed a meal doesn't mean that you should take your whey protein. Just because you're tired doesn't mean you gotta pack on a thing of pre-workout. Just because you're thirsty doesn't mean you gotta take your amino acids. Drink water. It just simply means that when you're about to work out, just take your supplements. When you're not working out, you don't have to take your supplements. And it's not like it's not a cheat code. It doesn't do what people think it does. It doesn't unlock some hidden potential that you had. It helps. It helps. It helps with gaining muscle mass. It helps with doing what you want to do. And honestly, I don't know. Just find what's good for you. There's even a pescatarian protein powder. So, I didn't even touch carbohydrates. These are another things. Do not be afraid of carbs, right? There are some bad ones, such as sugars, fibers, and starches. Some bread. I eat bread. There's some good carbs and bad carbs. The way I just try to look at it is, if you got your complex and your simple carbs. Simple carbs are like bread, white bread, just white bread. But you can have a complex carb like rye or sourdough. I think it's rye bread. Rye bread's good for you, I think. I think it's the rye bread. Yeah, it's got 48 grams. Yeah, but most of that is dietary, so suck on that banana. So overall, like, rye bread's good for you. It's really good for you. I should be having rye bread, but instead I have whole wheat, like an empty. So, by the way, that sound is my air freshener. I've got it on high because I'm a man and I stink. So I've walked into guys' houses and they fucking stink. So overall, there's different types of carbohydrates, but I'm not going to get too far into that. This is a podcast for layman's men, for people who want to get entertained and at the same time, be able to understand something. So like pasta is a bad carb. But you can have like rice noodles. Rice noodles are good for you, I think. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe rice is bad for you, and I've been just consuming shit that's really bad for me. I don't know. But at the same time, it's been working, so I'm going to do what works. What works is I have some fucking rice. I'm getting more and more into like my own personality as we go. So sugars. Sugars are bad for you. Natural sugars like fruits and vegetables and stuff, those are good for you. Sugar, like white sugar, bad for you. Candy, bad for you. Do I eat candy? Fuck yeah, I do. But at the same time, bad for you. It says here like popcorn. I have candy covered popcorn sitting over on my island right now and it's staring at me. It's green apple flavored. Cookies, soft drinks, corn. All of these, like, yeah, okay, I totally get that. Carbohydrates, like, I understand, like, people's fear of it, but it's, at the same time, like, there's a difference between, good carbs and bad carbs, and, like, you just don't Don't mistake every carb to be terrible. I'm so tired of hearing that. Every carb is terrible. Fuck, you don't know what you're talking about. Because there are some good carbs that'll give you energy to make sure that you do what you need to do. But if you fucking sit there and pack on all the McDonald's and shit, then yeah, you're gonna have a shit time and you're gonna be sluggish and you're just gonna live. Like, just chill out on the bad carbs and you'll be fine. You'll be great. You'll be awesome. And nobody will have to tell you either one. Other thing I wanted to talk about was fat. Good, there is such thing as good fat and bad fat, especially in foods. Bad fat is your trans fat, from my understanding. Just putting good fat. So good fat and bad fat. Examples of good fat are like vegetable oils, olive oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, soy, corn. I'm staying away from soy though. Nuts, like almonds. Don't fucking make fun of how I say it. Actually, do it in the comments. I need more comments. Seeds. I didn't even go over a lot of nuts. Cashews, almonds, peanuts, whatever. Seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, those are good. And fish. Actually, at my work, I sell a lot of fish oil, and I think that fish oil is amazing. And there's another type of oil that I can't remember. Somebody recommended this to me because it worked on one of my siblings. I can't remember what. Ingestible? Someone in the comments is going to scream at me. John Wards? St. John's Wards? Yeah, I think it's St. John Wards. Yeah, so it is St. John's Wards. So whoever stayed around while screaming at me in the comments, I figured it out. Okay, so the good fats and bad fats. The good fats are your like the gristle off of a steak. That would be considered a good fat. You know, your fish is packed with good fats. It's the fats that are easily digestible. The bad fats are your trans fats, which comes from commercially baked pastries, cookies, donuts, muffins, cakes, pizza dough, packaged snack food, stick margarine. Actually, you know what, any fucking margarine. I haven't touched margarine. I've got a lump of butter, because that's another one. Butter versus margarine. Butter has good fats. Fried food, so anything from fucking McDonald's or KFC. Have these every once in a while. It's fine, but at the same time, you know, just don't overdo it. Otherwise, you can become a sluggish mess, and it's not going to be a good time. You're going to hate your life, hate everyone around you because they watched you ingest greasy food. I don't care how many herbs and spices that fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken has and how delicious it tastes. It's fucking bad for you. you can have something that's good for you within the same realm. I think Gordon Ramsay has a recipe for fried chicken that doesn't give you heart disease. So there's that. I don't know. I don't know where else to go from here. If you have anything else to suggest for me to talk about, leave it down in the comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, so thank you for coming to my podcast. We will be doing more of these. Right now the schedule is going to be very frantic, but at the same time, I'm hoping to get another episode out as quickly as possible so that way you guys can enjoy the content as if you enjoy the content. I might push out another one and then bring on a guest afterwards, or just bring a guest afterwards. It all depends on how I feel. So, yeah, just like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for coming to my podcast, where I talk about absolutely everything and nothing all at the same time. Have a good one.